Yo, what's happening? What's happening, man? It's your boy again, man. Chatta Zoe Pound. Uh, I'd like y'all to subscribe, hit the like, you know what I'm saying? Send your comments, hit the notification bell, man, and share all my content. But today, what I want to talk about, man, is I was going through some stuff, man, on YouTube, and I seen the interview. I went through it on TikTok. I seen it on a couple of different platforms, you know what I'm saying? Well, my guy EST Gee, you know what I'm saying? He was doing the interview on 99 Jam. And little female basically, you know what I'm saying, said that she left her dude because she started making more money than the dude. You know what I'm saying? And she need a dude that make more money than her, right? And EST Gee, man, he was laid back. And I'm talking about didn't didn't blink, didn't flinch, you know what I'm saying? He just listened to her, everything that she said, as she taught. And that's what I dig about his whole demeanor in the way his approach was towards her, right? He listened to her talk because this is something that a lot of men don't do, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of women, when a man get to that point where he's so in control of himself to where he can lay back and he can let you speak, and no matter what you say, he's still keeping a calm demeanor about himself. That's worse than a man cussing you out and doing this, because when a man cuss you out, he's coming out of his feelings and his emotions. And so a woman see that and they like, oh, I touched something in him. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's negative, period, a lot of people of our status, basically what I'm saying is a lot of people that come from our lineage, which is, you know, African Americans, you know what I'm saying, Latinos or whatever. We came up, you know, in destructive households. We came up in destructive relationships to the point where that's how we function off destruction, off bickering towards each other, not letting each other talk, not letting each other finish sentences, and just chaos. You know what I'm saying? And so when you find a person that is laid back, even when you mad and you raising your voice and you in chaos, and a person can sit back and listen to you and keep a calm demeanor and still articulate what he need with more effectiveness than him cussing you or punching you. You know what I'm saying? That hurt even more. But if y'all ain't never seen it, if y'all ain't seen that interview, man, y'all go on TikTok or y'all go on YouTube or whatever, man. And y'all type in EST Gees conversation, you know, on 99 Jams, and it'll pop up. Bro, I gotta commend you. For one, when I got out of prison, I was in prison, and my brother, he was telling me about your music, you know what I'm saying? And I was on some, I'm not listening to no rap, man. I'm done with rap because rap keep negativity in your mind and this and that there. EST Gee, Pooh Shiesty, NBA Youngboy, these are some of the cats that caught my attention when I got out. When I heard them, I liked the way they present, they deliver it. You know what I'm saying? I like what they was talking about. They speaking about real deal issues, and they been through real deal issues in their life. They not like a Lil Wayne. They not like a Lil Flip. You know what I'm saying? These some real stand-up street dudes, you know what I'm saying, that's rapping. And you can tell it in their music, right? So when I first heard, I heard the beats and stuff, and I digged it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, yeah, I'm messing with this cat. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with him. Cause the way he rap, he had this smooth type of delivery about himself to the point where he got other rappers trying to mimic the way he say his words. You know what I'm saying? Bro, when you get to that point, you a trendsetter. To that point, man, you a legend, man, before your time. And all I could do is tell you, keep the legend going. Every day you write, I want you to try to be better. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to conform. Be yourself, bro. You got people that'll get in your ear and be like, oh, you need to change this. You need to change that. No, be yourself. But compete with yourself. Don't compete with no other artists. You know what I'm saying? Your best opponent is yourself. That's why in boxing, we shadow box. You know what I'm saying? We shadow box and we visualize us boxing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We box ourselves because we are our biggest opponent. You know what I'm saying? No matter how far we can climb to the point where we be better than all the greats. Whoever you consider great, you could be better than any one of the greats that's out there. Long as you apply yourself and you push yourself to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you'll never be better than yourself. You know, you'll never be better than yourself. I don't care who talk or who say what. You fight your own game. And when I say that, I'm talking about in life, period. You fight your own game. You don't let nobody pump your head up. You don't let females dictate your moves. You move the way you move. And just like what bro said, you know what I'm saying? All these dudes out here that's chasing females just because they pretty. She was a little pretty little female, little pretty little you know what I'm saying? What they call them a journalist, a reporter. You know what I'm saying? The man got the reporting her, got the interviewing her. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is, it's like, man, cats got to start holding themselves to a high value. You know what I'm saying? You out there looking at females just for sex, man, just for good looks and stuff. And the female ain't got nothing inside her. Yeah, she got her reporter job. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But when EST Gee interviewed that girl, and I say girl because she speaks from a girl's mind. She's a grown woman, but she's speaking from a girl's mind. She don't want to support her dude. But when she first got with this dude, the dude was making more money than her. Just because her career took off, you know what I'm saying? And she's making more money than him. She don't want to support this dude. She don't want to help this dude get up. You know what I'm saying? Which is wrong. And bro told her straight up, hey, I don't like that. I don't like it either. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it either. If I ran across that little female right now and that little female was trying to get at me, man, hey, I ain't got the time or the energy to waste on even talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Because she showed her true colors when she said what she said. You know, women, they be wanting men to support and help them. But that just goes to show, and I'm not talking about all women. I'm not putting all women in this category. I'm just saying women in general, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of women that think this way. You know, when they get money, when man get money, a man stick with a woman and bring the woman with him. Yeah, the man might be doing some extracurriculum and messing off on her and all that, but he's still with that woman. This woman get money, she want to drop the man that she's with. This goes to show the thinking, you know what I'm saying, of a man and a woman. And then women always want to throw, oh, it's a double standard. It's a double standard. It is a double standard. It is a double standard. It's going to always be a double standard. Why? Because you got more men that think with their penis, you know what I'm saying, than thinking with their head. You know what I'm saying? So when they see a woman can peel them for everything they got. A woman can get in positions and stuff just from her looks alone. A woman can, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she's not doing the work. I'm saying that her looks help push her there, which is a good thing. And I'm not taking from that either. You know what I'm saying? You use your assets, man, to get to where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? But when she showed that she dropped that man, when she said she dropped that man because she was making more money, and EST Gee turned around and he was like, hey, you saying he wasn't stable? She turned around and said, yeah, he was stable. But she was the one that said she need a stable man. The man is stable, but just because he's not making more money than you, you know what I'm saying, you let the man go. You know what I'm talking about? You let that man go. And that right there, what it do, it play on the heart and soul of a good man. Because you was with that man at first, so he had to been a good man to the point where you had to leave him when you got to your status. You left him because now he's not a good man because he's not making more money than me. You know what I'm saying? So he had to been a good man for you to stick with him. And the woman, she's not thinking about the whole process. Her with that man, I know that man supported her. I know that man helped her boost her career. He helped her get by. She didn't have to spend money. Because if she's saying that she want a man to make more money than her, that means she want to lean on a man. That means before she got to where she's at, she was with this man that she was with, and she was leaning on him because he was making more money than she was making. You know what I'm saying? And his money, the money that he was making it easier in her life with, she used that to get herself to her higher point, to where she started making more money than him, and now she don't want to support him back. You know what I'm saying? Men, pay attention, bro. Y'all pay attention, bro. You know, life is full of learning experiences, man, but we done got to the point this day and age where we're not even trying to learn no more. You know what I'm saying? We just, hey, I don't care. Y'all just tarnishing people's lives, man, and it's passing down through generations. That's what's happening. Men and women. I'm talking about both sides. I'm not talking about man over woman or woman over man. I'm talking about both sides. Us as a culture. You know what I'm saying? Us as colored people. Us as a culture. And when I say us as colored people, we got some whites that cross that barrier too, to where, you know what I'm saying, they mess with us heavier than we mess with ourselves. We got black people, man, that don't want to be black. Every time you ask a black person, you know what I'm saying, you be like, yeah, you black. No, I'm mixed with this, and they'll say they not black. You know what I'm saying? But when you get locked up, you're gonna be black. When you got them other races chopped up, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be black. When it come down to something real crucial, to where, you know, your color matter, then you black. You see what I'm saying? Just like Kamala Harris, right? Kamala Harris, before she started running for the presidency, this is what a lot of people don't know. Before she started running with the presidency, she was running straight native. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't running black. She wasn't hollering black. She needed them black votes, and that's why she started hollering black. Oh, I'm black. I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I'm black and native. No, she was running native. You know? When the thing about sentencing is I had a life without the possibility of release, prison sentence. And don't you know, man, when I first got that sentence, for a long time, I wish I hit death row. I wish I was dead. Because you sitting up in a fishbowl, basically. You can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere. And you seeing cats come in and leave with these little short sentences. They come in and they leave. They come in and they leave. And they come in and they leave. And a lot of these dudes got boyfriends in prison. You know what I'm saying? So they coming in and they gay for the state. You know what I'm saying? But they leave and they don't tell, you know what I'm saying, they girl or nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't let nobody know that they gay. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's wrong. If you gay, you know what I'm saying, be gay. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Come out. Don't have a woman thinking she's getting a straight up dude, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, you been in there messing with them dudes, and you come out there and you pass something to her, and you try to blame it on her like she gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? That ain't cool, bro. You know? But anyway, I'm sitting up in there and I'm in the fishbowl, right? And life is moving and I'm at a standstill. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a standstill. It's a lot of stuff that I want to do, but I can't do, you know? So I started making a wheel out of way, you know what I'm saying? I started thinking different. I started thinking my whole process of thinking, you know what I'm saying? Instead of looking at it like a fishbowl and moving in it like a fishbowl, let me apply myself. Let me start thinking. Let me start buying books. Since they got me on the back burner, since I'm a lifer, they got me on the back burner. I'm gonna start going to the library and getting me some books to try to study on some business stuff, because I thought to myself and I was like, man, what if they let me go right now today? What would I do? All I know is criminal. All I know how to sell dope and rob and you know what I'm saying? Criminal. That's my mind. I don't want to be a criminal no more. Let me try to figure this out. So I started going in the library and started reading these books, the security analysis, you know what I'm saying? International trade concepts and theories. I'm talking about all type of books, you know what I'm saying, for us business, to see which one jump out. Man, that stuff was like Japanese arithmetic. I couldn't understand nothing. I couldn't retain nothing, you know? And then I ran across this book called The Autobiography of Assata Shakur. And that woman was so powerful, man. That woman started opening my mind. I started thinking about myself as a person. I was one of them dudes that said the N word every other word. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was the one of them dudes that called women B's and H's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was that type of dude. But that book made me sit back and start thinking like, man, these people put their lives on the line. Not for us to be N's and B's and H's, but for us to be somebody. That's why they used to have a slogan, I'm a man. I'm somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm somebody. You know? And you got all these people, man, try to make these terminologies about what the N word come from, where the N word come from, what's this and what's that, right? You think them racist slave owners went through history to try to look up some type of ancient colony in Malaysia somewhere, you know, and be like, oh yeah, we finna start calling them kings. Nah. They took the word noir, you know what I'm saying? Negro, you know what I'm saying? Which mean black. And they just, you know what I'm saying, start throwing derogatory. We ain't gonna pronounce it right. That's how it's formed. Come on, let's keep it real, man. Them folks did not go into no history and dig up nobody's history and be like, oh, this is what they use to call people kings. No, they use that as disrespect and derogatory. And then you got cats to be like, oh, we see it with the A and not the ER. And that's why I get to the point where I be like, okay, me, the way I talk, I be like, hey, go give me that letter with an A, Ladda. But somebody from the North or somebody from England, they might pronounce it more proper than I do. Whereas a ladder with an ER, right? But no matter if I say it or no matter what, if they say it, we still know what I'm talking about, right? We still know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm saying? That's just like the word gangster. When we say gangster, from my culture, we say gangster. We don't use ER at the end of it. We use A. You know what I'm saying? But the original word is with the ER. But we still talking about the same thing, which is a gangster. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on where you at. You pronounce it differently. You know what I'm saying? You pronounce it differently. And so we could try to shape shift and try to put power in a word, man, that's caca. You know what I'm saying? We could throw fudge and icing on caca, right? We could put candles on caca. But do that make it a cake? Would you eat it? You know what I'm saying? Let's be real about the situation now. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole pot of caca, a whole bucket of caca that dried out. You could mold it, make it, and you put frosting around it, you know what I'm saying? And it look like a real cake. Would you eat it because I call it cake? It's cake now. You know? You won't eat it because you know it's caca. You know what I'm saying? So let's get real as a person, man. There is no empowerment about the word because the word was given and directed to the slaves as derogatory. And you also had natives that were slaves before the Africans were slaves, if you do your history. But they died off so quick because of the diseases. And that's when they went to Africa and started using Africans as slaves because we was prone to a whole lot of diseases that the natives wasn't, you know? And so you got another thing where you got history where a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Africans, they had slaves and they sold the slaves to the Europeans and all that. Okay, we're gonna clear that up. You're right. Africans did have slaves. They had slaves from the beginning of the time. But we're gonna talk about the first slave trade that come from Western Africa, right? Which was Dome. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Dome, but look it up. You know what I'm saying? Dome was ancient Benin and Nigeria. That was in that area, right? And you had multiple tribes. You had the Fon tribe, you had the Iwi, the Igbo, you had the Yoruba. You know what I'm saying? You had multiple tribes out there. These tribes, you know, some of them was allies and some of them was enemies, right? So we're going to say the Fon tribe, you know, get into it with the Iwi tribe and they win, right? The Iwi tribe become the Fon tribe slaves. You see what I'm saying? But they slaves wasn't nothing like how the transatlantic slave trade was. They wasn't beating people and cutting off their hands and making them work for free. No, they slaves was basically a part of they tribe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all a different tribe, but we are one tribe. We are allies now. You know what I'm saying? We work together. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you get these tribes, man, that got the same lingos and the same practices and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because they became one people. They fight with us. That's how your tribe get bigger. You know what I'm saying? They warriors become your warriors. And now we have a team, you know what I'm saying, that we can go conquer this and we can go do this and we can go do that. You know? That's what they slaves was. And so it was basically trickery when the Europeans came. Because the Europeans came to Dome. And Dome, they had this warrior group, man, that was all women called the Amazons. And this is the same warrior tribe that they made the Black Panther movie based off of. And they also made a movie called The Woman King based off these women, you know what I'm saying, from Dome, which is the Amazons, right? And you hear King Gazo, you know what I'm saying? He invited the European down there, and he was showing them, you know what I'm saying, what they had, you know what I'm saying, they were putting on for him. You know how I do, they putting on for him. And with that, the women warriors came out, and he seen these women warriors, man, moving so, you know what I'm saying, viciously. They stance, they hollering, they chants, moving so viciously to where he was like, man, if this is how these women warriors are, this is how they can fight, this is how they move. I hate to see the men. You feel me? So he started making deals with Gazo to the point where he give them weapons so that they can go conquer other tribes, right? And when they bring the other tribes in as slaves, they talked him into letting them use these slaves to go to this new land that they developed. And they were supposed to be sharing this new land with the king. So the king allowed them to take the slaves. These slaves weren't coming back. You know what I'm saying? These slaves weren't coming back, and they seen that all type of chaos and stuff was breaking loose because, you know, of the whole slave trade. And they started forcing the slave trade after that. You know what I'm saying? That is how I done made a rough draft of it. You know what I'm saying? We can get into details. I don't mind getting into details about it. But I had to make a rough draft of it because that wasn't what this here video was supposed to be about. I just wanted to share stuff with y'all, share knowledge with y'all. Y'all can look up what I'm saying, and everything is fact. And what I'm saying is, when I say look up, when I say study history, I don't mean read one book. You got to read multiple books because it depends on who's writing the book and who's putting the knowledge out, how the book is going to turn. You see what I'm saying? But one thing for sure, when you read, I say you read 20 to 50 books, right, of the same topic, you're going to start seeing similarities and parallels. And when you see similarities and parallels, that's where the truth lies. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you find the truth. You don't read one or two books, man, and think you got it. You got to read multiple books because each person that's telling that story has got their own agenda and their own motive of why they telling that story. You know what I'm saying? If it's a black man is probably going to give you a different insight than a white man giving you insight. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you got to know who you dealing with and know what you read and read multiple books so that you can get the knowledge. I done read texts all the way back from when they was writing, back when the white man first stepped foot in Africa. And you know, the African people weren't considered black then. They was considered purple. You know what I'm saying? And I believe when they were making that movie, The Color Purple, I believe they knew exactly what I'm talking about. I believe they came across the same passage of what I'm talking about because the explorer went back to Europe and he put in the documents that when he came up on Africa, it was so hot and that the people were so purple. It was like they was burnt. You know what I'm saying? Hell, it said Africa was hell. That's basically how the passage went. Y'all do some digging, y'all to find it. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, I did this post though, man. Really, I want EST Gee to see this post, bro. You did your job, man. I dig you. You hit a fan when I first heard your music, man. Now you got a real deal fan, man, behind you. You know what I'm saying? I love everything that you're doing, bro. Keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing, man. The way you chopped her down, you know what I'm saying? I know she went back. She probably didn't show too much on the radio station, but that ate her up. When she left that radio station, that ate her up, and it's probably still eating her up. I wouldn't be surprised if she called you and let you know that, hey, EST Gee, you made me start rethinking, you know what I'm saying, about what I did. Bro, that was some power. That was a powerful move that you did, man. You know what I'm saying? As a young cat coming up right now, the way you thinking, as a street dude and a young cat, bro, you was a trendsetter, man, and you somebody to be followed. You know what I'm saying? You somebody to be looked up to, you know? You somebody that these young cats, man, need to be trying to look up to and see, like, man, hey, I done seen cats on the YouTubes and stuff, man, hating on you and everything. Oh, before EST Gee made it, we used to beef and EST Gee, you know what I'm saying? Man, bro, do your thing. You're going to always have haters, you know what I'm saying? Hating on you about what you're doing, you know? You can't change the minds of haters, man. So keep doing what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? You got people, man, that's real deal paying attention to you, you know? So I'm gonna end this video because like I said, man, I'm just trying to make all my new content, you know what I'm saying, fresh. All my new content is gonna be no curse words, you know what I'm saying, no profanity, because I want kids to be able to look at it and see, you know what I'm saying, see some value in what I'm saying. I don't want they parents to be like, nah, I don't want you listening to that guy. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, you know, you keep doing what you're doing, man. Get your money up. You know what I'm saying? Think smart, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't blow your money on jewelry and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Put your savings up. You know what I'm saying? Start putting your businesses, a couple of businesses and stuff together while you got your flame going. You know what I'm saying? Because a person already know, you know what I'm saying, that a rap career is only limited to you know what I'm saying, about 5 years. You know what I'm saying? You have elite cats that exceed that 5 years. You know what I'm saying? But a rap career basically have a expiration date of 5 years. And the ones that's exceeding them dates, man, they got other things going on for us. They finances and stuff and their investments. You know what I'm saying? What you got to do, you out the hood. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, I ain't trying to leave the hood. You ain't got to live in the hood. You ain't got to be in the hood to support the hood. You see what I'm saying? But I advise you, once you become a millionaire, you become a target to the people that you came up around. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people saying they love you, you know what I'm saying? But you got a whole lot of people also that say they love you and wanna see your downfall. They want to take from you. They feel like you should. Don't you know, I got people in Haiti right now asking me about, oh yeah, you Zoe. You know what I'm saying? You Zoe, man, but what is you doing for Haiti? I'm doing a lot for Haiti. You know what I'm saying? I done done a lot for Haiti. You know? I ain't done a lot for you because I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? But I done a lot for Haiti. You know? So cats be looking at me and think, oh, I should just give them because I'm rocking the Haitian flag. I'm rocking this Zoe. You know what I'm saying? But you don't understand that I was there when this here whole thing was created. I was there, you know what I'm saying, when cats wasn't there, you know? So, you know, I'm not finna give money to a person just because they feel like they entitled to my money. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you entitled to you ain't nobody entitled to my money but me. You know what I'm saying? Not even my kids, not even my wife. I don't have no wife or no kids, but I'm just saying, nobody's entitled to my money but me. And if I so choose to give a person something, you know what I'm saying, look at it as a blessing. You know, I don't care cash from the hood, none of that. Bro, you can't save everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't save everybody. So I'm saying, you know, take care of your people, but don't get trapped. Don't get sucked in the environment of thinking you supposed to be Superman for your community. Because you can't be Superman, bro. You can only take care of yourself. You can't take care of nobody else if you can't take care of yourself. So right now, your flame is flicking. It's been flicking for a few years, right? What I'm talking about is push you. Think about you and invest in you for like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Don't just spend your money. Make sure your businesses have legs. Make sure your circle is solid. You know what I'm saying? That's what you build. You use your money to invest. 5 years from now, allow your money to make money. You know what I'm saying? Then you can sit back, you can flicker, you can shine, and you ain't got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? A person be thinking $10 million, man. Oh, I got 10 mil in the bank. I'm doing it. You're not doing it. Because nowadays you got cars, you know what I'm saying, to look good. You got cars and stuff, man, that's causing a couple million. You know what I'm saying? Bugattis. You got Pugattis and you got Bugattis, right? And them cars are costing millions of dollars, right? And if you want to shine and keep up with the people that got money, you're going to be going broke if you only got 10 mil. And then you got houses, depending on where you stand. You know what I'm talking about? The price of living is high. You know what I'm saying? So you want this house that got all these rooms and stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? But you only got $10 million. You know what I'm saying? And that house, to get that house, is going to be close to $10 million. So now, instead of you being $10 million, you're only $2 million now. You got to think and count your money right, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know? It's a lot of rappers out there, man, that look like they got something, man, that broke. You know what I'm saying? It's just they got a buzz right now and they record label or the people that's behind them, not even the record label. You got some people that's unseen right now that they got artists where they at. You know what I'm saying? And so this artist is hot. So I'm going to keep this artist hot, looking hot. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep him, when he ride around, he going to be in this Lamborghini. Going to be in this Phantom. He going to be in these nice cars. He going to have all this drip on. I'm going to have him to where he living in his house. So when they do interviews, they see him living in his house, right? But in actuality, all that stuff that he got is mine. Soon as his flame go out, all that stuff is gone. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of rappers out there, man, that look like they something, but they ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a penny. They don't have nothing. I can give you a stat. Me being the dude that's behind you, I can give you a stack, a 20 stack, and have you to go to a club because that's promotion of money. I need you to, you know what I'm saying, tip. When you leave, we shaking you down. Make sure you didn't cuff none of that money because that's promotion of money to keep your buzz high. You see what I'm saying? People don't understand this. You know, people don't understand it. A lot of these rappers, man, look like they got something and they got nothing. And I'm telling you, EST Gee, you one of my favorite rappers. NBA Youngboy, you one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? Pooh Shiesty, even though he locked up, you're one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? When you get out, bro, you know what I'm saying? You know, we got to think differently, you know? You got to think differently, bro. Got to. You know what I'm saying? Big 30. You out there holding it down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You can push your music. And just because you change the way you see, the way you move your order, that don't make you no worse a dude, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got to think smart, bro. But EST Gee, man, I like that interview you did, bro. And I'm looking for more stuff on you. I'm looking for more interviews on you. I want to hear more, you know what I'm saying? So I'm finna let this interview in, you know what I'm saying? To all my Zoes out there, man, y'all stay up. Nah, get at me, you know what I'm saying?